Accreditation, is it a guarantee? Some people may be upset or offended by this video, but believe me, that isn't my goal. Standards are great. I love standards because you know what to expect, or do you? Life would be impossible if we didn't have standards. Without them, nobody would be safe, flying, driving, and so on. Let me start with using traffic lights. You know, red is stop. You know, red and amber is get ready to go. Well, I hope you realize that. And green is go. You know, amber means get ready to stop. You don't have a guarantee that someone will follow these rules. In fact, these days, more and more people take risks and jump the lights. You know that. If someone does break the rules and you have an accident, it's too late, and you'll find it can often be hard to prove guilt. And the process of doing so can take years to resolve. Worse, you could be killed. In life, you must always stay focused regardless of any rules. You must take responsibility for your actions or suffer the consequences. Rules and regulations are the same for any organization or association that sets standards. Who has standards? The following do, and they say it's to protect the customer. But in reality, it's more often to protect the members, not the customer. So we have doctors, accountants, coaches, priests, lawyers, property managers, real estate, human resources, motor traders, mechanics, etc. all have some form of governing body that drives standards, and all have people who break them. But like traffic lights, there's no guarantee. You therefore must take responsibility for your actions. Just because someone has an accreditation does not mean they have the level of ability that will work for you. It doesn't mean you are safe or guaranteed the promised outcome. This week, I had my usual blood test. I've been having them for years. The person I got was a newbie, clear to see from his demeanor, and proven because he told me it was only his third week. Yeah, I was panicking. Now, I've had a few disasters over the years, and I can tell you they can hurt when they miss, but one has to trust a little. He must have had a certification of some kind. The first stab produced no blood, so into the other arm he went, this time with a butterfly needle. Success. And I walked out with a plaster on each arm, and he thanked me for my patience. He'll get better. But at the moment, he's only had 1 month's training, so you can't expect too much. I remember this guy, Clive, at my first computer job, which was in a bank. The guy was a genius according to his university results. The bank managed the share certificates for more than 500 companies. Each company had a unique number starting from 1. You asked this guy what the name for 236 was, and he'd tell you, just like that. He gave him the name of a company, and the number immediately rattles off his tongue. A skill that absolutely had no use. Unfortunately, the job was in computers, and although he had a memory, he didn't really have a lot of reasoning intelligence and made many mistakes in other areas. Education, like passing standards, is usually all about memory. It may be improving, but it's still mainly memory. You can't guarantee someone or a business with a certificate also has the level of ability you want. This doesn't include those that cross the line either, because there have been so many cases, such as priests in the media, who have been naughty. So what does a member of one of these organizations or using a service with one of their members imply? You're given the impression that it's safer and you are protected by their code of ethics and standards. But is this true? I say it's no guarantee. There are lots of circumstances you can find on the internet of problems encountered with people who are backed by these quoted standards. You also have encountered statements from these organizations that defend their members. Sadly for them, with technology, they are being called out more often these days. That's good for the customer. I've personally experienced more than one incident when the association was more interested in backing their own member. Some years ago, I mentored businesses. One was a car mechanic, and during the business assessment, I identified a problem with their accounting results and the accounting cost. Their accountant was charging this business way over the top dollar, yet the work was handled by a trainee, and the accountant hadn't been involved in the service at all, though he had signed the report as if he'd done it. I spoke to him and he was unwilling to negotiate or discuss the issue, and so I took it to the Accounting Institute. Their response was, "The accountant knows what he's doing and must be correct." Unbelievable and sadly true. I therefore collected physical evidence and proved to them and the accountant that there were major errors. I also had proof that the accountant himself was not even aware of this customer. Reluctantly, the Accounting Association was forced to accept the proof I sent them, and the accountant was forced to apologize. My client's account was adjusted. I've helped a number of people fight these unfair bullies over the years because that is what they are, greedy bullies with no ethics. I've taken on lawyers and won handsome rewards for clients. Yes, I can't believe it myself. These unsavory issues can occur with any organization because there are always good and bad eggs. Are standards good for us? Absolutely yes. We couldn't survive without them. And are they a guarantee? No. Just because someone has a certificate doesn't warrant you neglecting your own responsibility. It's so easy these days to check people and organizations on the internet. If you're not comfortable and don't know what to choose, then speak to someone like me. I'll be honest with you. At my age, I've had the opportunity to learn from my mistakes. If I know, I'll answer, and if not, I'll help by making suggestions pointing you to somewhere that will help. I will never tell you something that is not true. At all times, be wise. Remember, accreditation is no guarantee and does not absolve you from your responsibility to yourself. I hope you found this was useful, and it's purely based on my experience. And you can do your own research and judge for yourself. So I'll see you again. Bye.